motion. And the give is to Sanders. Giant hole, 1st and goal to the 4.
Sanders picks up the first down and more. Sanders at midfield. Still going, and Bryce Hall.
All right, Laura, thanks very much. We'll hear from you in a moment. Another giant hole for Sanders. And Sanders on the run inside the 30. And
3 or 4 touchdowns last year. His numbers look drastically different.
Because of it.
It might be hard to understand why a running back who played in just 12 games, marked by career lows in almost every statistical category, found his way to number 40 on the Fantasy 50.
You saw some explosiveness with him. You saw what he can do, and maybe not a full backfield. He's never going to be a bell cow, and I think people are looking for that. There aren't really any bell cow running backs anymore, save for maybe Jonathan Taylor. But what Sanders showed is he did show that breakaway speed. He showed when the ankle was good. He's still that guy.
Despite the down season, Sanders was 3rd in true yards per carry with 5.2, 10th in yards per touch at 5.6, and 16th in yards created per touch at 2.97. Those efficiency numbers, combined with what some might call the best offensive line in the league, makes it clear Sanders should be in for a big season.
What is an oddity? And the oddity of Myles Sanders didn't score. He put up those yards, he broke away those runs, and he didn't score. If we see a healthy Myles Sanders at any point, he's going to produce 3x the fantasy points that he put up last year, and you're going to get him for next to nothing.
Takes the snap and drops back, has time, looks left, floats one left into the end zone, and Elijah Moore's got it! That's a jet touchdown! The rookie, wide open!
How about Elijah Moore? Last week he ran one in for a touchdown of 19 yards.
Elijah Moore was the 6th rookie wide receiver taken in the 2021 NFL Draft, and his projections were mixed coming into the 2021 NFL season. Part of that was due to his sharing the field with the rookie quarterback and new coaching staff. The other part was him being a rookie himself. Moore's trajectory was much more comparable to traditional rookie wide receivers, as he compiled just 8 receptions for 66 yards through the team's first 3 games, before concussion sidelined him in week 3. Upon his return, however,
from weeks 7 to 13 in the season. During that span, he was the wide receiver number 4. He outperformed wide receivers like Tyreek Hill and Stephon Diggs over that time, and just was an absolute monster. Was a must-start wide receiver.
He finished the season with just 11 games played. If we take his averages over a 17-game season, however, it would have painted a much better picture for the Jets rookie, as he was paced for 66 receptions, 831 yards, and 8 touchdowns, which would have given him the 4th most receiving yards for rookie wide receivers. In actual games played, he ranked 50th in total air yards with 831, 20th in total touchdowns with 6, averaging 12.6 fantasy points per game, and good enough for 39 on the Fantasy 50 countdown.
You kind of had to manage your expectations just with like a rookie's quarterback, a brand new head coach. So expectations had to be limited a little bit there. Yeah, you had to be real patient there, but you were able to scoop them up. You know, it was fantastic.
Easy stroll in. You like this over and over again. As a linebacker, you wind up saying, hey, look, I need to get involved. He just turns loose Schultz.
In 2021, the tight end position was Travis Kelce, Darren Waller, George Kittle, and everyone else. In Dallas, it was Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and everyone else. Somehow, Dalton Schultz was able to infiltrate both and come away as one of the most surprising standouts from the fantasy football season, and number 38 on the countdown.
Dalton Schultz straight up took that job. You know, I want to lie to you and say I was on Dalton Schultz the whole time, but it's not true. I did not see that coming. The team works really well as 12 personnel. Dak Prescott really likes throwing to him, and he's shown out, better than anyone could really have expected, I think. So that was a really bright spot. I think that anybody, especially in Dynasty where you're going to keep your players year to year, having a guy like Dalton Schultz on your team, you're probably pretty happy right now.
Schultz garnered 104 targets, tied for second on the Cowboys. His 78 receptions was one less than Lamb. He also had almost a 90% snap share, while also ranking in the top 10 in every statistical category, including the top 5 in touchdowns, receptions, and fantasy points per game at 12.3.
Hardest positions to predict, and if you're able to just put someone in your lineup and not have to worry about it every week, it's a huge game changer when it comes down to your one-on-one head-to-head matchups. Majority of the weeks, you won your tight end position, and most likely you won the week. You're looking at offenses that have a good ecosystem that can support a lot of fantasy production. It's Dak Prescott. It's a good offense.
The Steelers games, 8 for 61, averaging 7.6 a carry. It's like, yeah, okay.
They just need a yard. They pitch it out. Javonte Williams. Williams slips through. He's got a ton of speed. And he's caught down inside the 5 by James Pierre.
Fell today. Javonte Williams takes the handoff. And Williams, nice second effort, still going. Javonte Williams carrying defender.
I mean, the things that I liked a lot was his playability. You know, it's the same thing that I saw in Dalvin Cook, in a young Dalvin Cook, was, you know, everything he's hitting is home runs. That's what you want in running backs.
He makes himself known, and he makes himself, like, he's able to make plays, and he was a little up and down last year for sure. But I think he can look to get a little bit more consistent and improve upon that.
There was utter despair for fantasy football managers when Melvin Gordon decided to return to Denver on a one-year deal, ruining what many perceived any chance of a Javonte Williams breakout in 2022. The truth is, in 2021, he damn near did it despite the timeshare. The former North Carolina ball carrier shared the load with the 49.9% snap share and was still able to rush for 903 yards, 13th best among running backs. His 43 receptions and 360 receiving yards were top 20. His 81 evaded tackles, 6th best, averaging 12.1 fantasy points per game.
Most of his games, he's averaging 4.8, 6.5. I mean, he's averaging. That's what you want to see. Is like, this guy's. It's insane. I don't care that you're not going to get 300 touches. You can do a lot with a little.
It does give you a little bit of pause about his situation, but you look at it and they both were able to produce even in a split backfield. Take that goal line work from Melvin Gordon, and I think he's like clearly going to usurp the role. That's the big thing in my mind.
Keep going now. The screen's there. Swifty's good.
A screen for DeAndre Swift. Swift inside the 40, 35-30. One man to beat. Cuts it back inside the 20, and he's gone.
Oh, baby, Swifty.
Jimmy Ward was the only man between DeAndre Swift and the end zone.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
I see you, DeAndre. That's big-time stuff, man. Up and over Cameron Sutton.
In 2020, DeAndre Swift started off his NFL career the complete opposite of his surname. Garnering only 12 carries in his first 4 games, he started off unswift. After the Lions' Week 5 bye, however, the very dim light bulb in the Matt Patricia rocket science brain decided maybe giving the Georgia running back touches was a good idea. Fantasy football managers were rewarded with a top 10 finish in weeks 6 through 16. That includes missing 3 games during that stretch. Despite a glimpse of what was possible, the signing of Jamal Williams had folks still unsure of what to expect in 2021.
I'll be honest, I was really skeptical of him coming into 2021, and he totally changed my mind. And I think he proved his worth. I mean, he was kind of a monster out there. 16 PPR points per week, and 18 if you exclude the 2 games where he got injured and returned from injury. That's great. What more can you ask for?
His value really comes in with the passing game. Where Swift makes his bread and butter and where he can become elite is that passing game. You know, he had 62 receptions last year, which was number 4 overall for running backs. 452 receiving yards, which was number 5 for running backs.
Now, with one of the best O-lines in the league, what is possible for Swift?
I think he could be in for a really nice year this year. This should be his actual breakout. This is what we want to see him like go into that Alvin Kamara, tier where we're just like, yes, that's it.